This is just one of several demonstrations in recent weeks targeting migrants in South Africa. Thousands of people in Durban, Pretoria and now Johannesburg say they want more government action to tackle what they say is illegal immigration. Critics say groups like this are simply xenophobic.
Anyone just wakes up in the morning and decides that they're having problems in their own country. Oh, let me look for greener pastures, and it's South Africa. And if we don't say anything about it, or if we say something about it, we're told that it's black people. This is not a skin color thing. It's about us protecting our country, which is a sovereign state.
In fact, the most wicked and racist people I have ever seen in my entire life are some South Africans. It is disturbing to see how they treat their fellow black people. Look at what they are doing to others in their country, claiming they are taking their jobs.
Oh my god, guys, I'm not supposed to be laughing at this. Really, I might just be a horrible person. Guys, I really don't know why this is so funny. Why am I laughing at this? I'm not supposed to be laughing at this. This is an unfortunate situation, but then again, guys, the jokes write themselves. The irony writes itself. Oh my god. Guys, tell me you don't find it funny that Africans are complaining about other Africans coming into their country. Okay. Let's start afresh, guys. I've tried to make this video multiple times, but then again, the laugh keeps coming and coming. I don't know, guys. I know some of you might be watching this video and thinking, why is this girl laughing at this situation? This is a serious situation. And honestly, part of me feels the same way, okay? I should not be laughing. People are, getting hurt. This is an unfortunate situation. People's properties are being destroyed and their lives are being disrupted. But at the same time, like I said, the irony writes itself. The jokes write themselves. Africans are complaining about other Africans coming into their country and overwhelming it. Fatigue generators are tired of fellow fatigue generators. Guys, if that doesn't hit you as the peak of irony, then I don't know what will. In my previous video on this South African issue, I approached it from a more compassionate angle. I pointed out that I'm not totally against what the South African natives are doing. At the end of the day, it is their country we are talking about. They have every right to say no to uncontrolled immigration, to protect their resources, their jobs, and their communities. My only real problem was the way some of them were going about, doing this, how they were also including legal immigrants with proper documentation. But if you push me hard enough, guys, I'm still going to admit that I understand why they feel this way and why they are tackling this way. Because there is an Igbo proverb in my language that says, Ofuaka rotamano yozo ohono. And that means that when one finger touches oil, eventually the whole of the fingers ends up touching oil, just like one, apple spoils the whole bunch, okay? Now, illegal immigrants have poured into South Africa in massive numbers, and the impact on society has been so negative that many locals in South Africa no longer distinguish between the law-abiding ones and the troublemakers. They just want every single one of them out of their country. We are seeing videos and reports of South African natives hunting down African immigrants like dogs. They are marching in the streets of South Africa, going from house to house, from business to business, demanding that these foreigners should leave. They are burning properties and destroying shops. They call these people foreigners and they say that they don't want them in their country anymore.
We are fixing this continent. This thing of you guys moving from one country to the other, it's no longer working. We don't want this as African people anymore. We are tired of seeing African migrants moving all over the world, refusing to fix your own countries. Now we're making it very clear to you guys, Utitina, we don't want you here. We want you to fix your countries.
Yeah, this is true. I actually agree with the South Africans here. I agree with this point of view. It is high time Africans stayed home and built their own countries. South Africans also have a right to say no to mass immigration, like I said. But what I'm trying to point out by making this particular video is the irony in all of this, the comedic position of it all. People all over the world are watching what is happening in South Africa, and they are laughing at the idea of Africans chasing out other Africans from their country. It is funny. It is so hilarious. South Africans can say no to immigration from their fellow African brothers and sisters, but when Europeans say no to immigration from Africans who are not even Europeans, it becomes racist. It becomes, something phobic. This is hilarious, and here is what makes it even more telling. South Africans are not disturbing the Pakistanis living in their country. They are not going after the Bangladeshis, the Indians, the Chinese, the Taiwanese, the Vietnamese living in their country. Okay? They are not even going after the white people this time around. They are saying that they specifically want their so-called brothers and sisters out of the country, fellow Africans. Have you ever asked yourself, why? Why Africans specifically? Well, guys, we are going to answer that question. But first of all, I want you to recognize the height of the comedy involved here. Africans are chasing other Africans out of South Africa, the same continent that preaches Pan-Africanism and African brotherhood is now showing its true colors under pressure. So now, South Africans can say no to immigration from their fellow Africans. They can demand that their so-called brothers and sisters go back and fix their own countries. But when Europeans or Westerners say the same thing, we don't want open borders. We want to secure our borders. We don't want mass, low-skilled migration destroying our communities. When they say these things, it suddenly becomes racist. It suddenly becomes Islamophobic or something phobic or the other. It is a clown world we are all living in, guys. A total clown world. For years, Black people around the world, including South Africans themselves, Ghanaians, even other parts of Africa, every single Black person have labeled white Europeans and Americans as racist or Islamophobic or whatever the new phobic term is trending, simply for wanting to protect their own nations, their own cultures, and way of life from uncontrolled immigration. They have demonized these white people for wanting to preserve the sanctity of their societies. But right now, we are seeing fellow Africans doing the exact same thing in their own backyard. And somehow, that is okay. Now, why don't South Africa want Africans in their country? Let's answer that. Why are they only focused on chasing Africans out while allowing other nationalities to remain in South Africa? Well, when you look into it, what many of these Africans are doing in South Africa, when you look into it properly, you will understand why South Africans are tired of their so-called brothers and sisters. Many of these African migrants come to South Africa with fake documentation. They steal the identities of South Africans. They commit serious crimes. They sell hard drugs that end up getting so many South African youths addicted to these illegal drugs, and they also run illegal businesses and push prostitution on South African females. The society is groaning under their weight, and they are the ones doing this thing disproportionately in South Africa. Now, thanks to the presence of white South Africans in South Africa, thanks to the presence of these guys whom the Black South Africans wants to kill off, the country has managed to maintain a certain level of infrastructure and economic activity that surpasses that of any sub-Saharan African nation. Now, other Black Africans, seeing that their relative is thriving compared to, much of sub-Saharan Africa, they rush to go to South Africa, especially those of them who cannot make it to Europe. They bring with them crime, destruction, and mayhem. Okay, and this has turned part of the South African country into a jungle. Everybody around the world has been complaining about certain behavioral patterns associated with African migrants. Now, even Black South Africans are complaining loudly about fellow Black Africans. This finally proves that white people in Europe and in the West were never simply racist or prejudiced for wanting secure borders and controlled immigration. The problem is not some phantom hatred for black skin, okay? The problem follows the people themselves, their behaviors, their outcomes, their inability and unwillingness to build and maintain functional societies wherever they go in large numbers. Because if South Africans are only targeting Africans while allowing other nationalities like Bangladeshis, Pakistanis, Vietnamese, Chinese, Indians, and other people to coexist with them, what does that say? It simply means that something deeper is at play here. Not skin color in the simplistic way the left tries to push, but culture, values, human capital, crime patterns, and civilizational outcomes. As an African myself, this is painful to say, but it needs to be said plainly. The South African situation is a big wake-up call for the entire continent of Africa. Africans are hated not just in the Western world or parts of Asia, but now they are also being rejected even by their own thriving, relatively speaking, countries run by fellow Africans. That should force some serious introspection. It is high time we Africans look inward at our own problems, which include governance failures, corruption, family structures, education, work ethic, and yes, behavioral patterns that lead to chaos and dependency wherever we immigrate in large numbers. Blaming colonialism forever or crying racism every time native people push back against our, uncontrolled immigration is not going to achieve anything worthwhile anymore. South Africans have shown us that even brothers reach a breaking point. Every nation has the sovereign right to put its own citizens first. South Africa is exercising that right in a raw, sometimes ugly way because their government, their failed black government, have failed for far too long to control their borders and enforce laws. Europe and the West have the same right, and they have been demonized just for trying to use that right. The comedy, like I said, right itself, but the lesson here is deadly serious. Open borders and unchecked immigration from dysfunctional societies destroy social trust and living standards. No amount of Pan-Africanism slogans changes ground realities like this one. But what do you think, guys? Drop your honest opinions in the comment section, especially my African brothers and sisters. Are we ready to face these uncomfortable truths, or will we keep playing the victim card while our own people vote with their feet and also with their stomach, and then complain when the hosts of other countries say enough is enough with your indiscriminate migration? I would rather love to hear your opinion in the comment section, but guys, please do so respectfully. Also, if you're not subscribed to this channel, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe to the channel, like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or buy me a coffee if you like, as a way of supporting the channel. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.